Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is for easy path for quest 8.3.6 for completion, and we're going to attempt Eldritch Star, Personal Fury, Buff Toggle, Unblockable, Parry Vulnerability and Long Distance Relationship nodes. Defenders are Hyperion, RedSkull, Cable, Super Skrull, Nimrod and Hulkling. This path does not require a relic, but you will need a relic for the boss Cerastes. So I would say it's advisable to bring your champs that are already equipped with relics, so you don't have to worry about it once you get to the boss. The suggested champions for this path are going to be your mystic champions with Nullify, so your Longshot, Doom, Juggernaut, Scarlet Witch, Black Widow Clairvoyant are a few good examples. The boss will require a non-mutant champion with buffs, so ensure to have one in your roster to begin with. I would highly advise you to boost big not only for the boss but also for a path for a quick walkthrough. I am using 20% green boost, 15% health and 10% damage, a full rainbow. The boss is going to be a Cerastes in his basic form with no extra nodes. So if you haven't checked out my breakdown video, here is the link and I will also leave it in the pinned comment down below. Stay tuned till the end of the video for Cerastes takedown with Venom. So let's jump into the path and walk through it together. The first fight is against Hyperion. I'm going to use Dr. Doom with easy access to Nullify. With Eldritch Node, whenever you will nullify the opponent from a buff, you will also apply a Fate Seal on them. That will stop them from going unblockable from the buff toggle node, and also if they have any buffs, in case of Hyperion, it's going to be Furies and Power Drain, they will all be Fate Sealed or nullified as well. So just bring in a champion that easy access, so your Black Widow Clairvoyant works as well, Scarlet Witch, all of those champions work really well. I'm just using a Doom here. I'm going to Doom cycle and try to bring him down quick. Now remember, I'm also running 5x5 Mystic Dispersion, and also if you nullify a power gain buff, Doom takes it for himself, so sometimes I will be pushed above 1 bar of power, so I have to play a little smart that I don't rely on my Doom cycle with SP1s to steal the power. Sometimes during the passive stun I'll be pushed to an SP3, but that's okay, I've got it covered. And to get some more time, I also have a striker, so that really helps me control the fight and take down Hyperion quickly. Next defender is going to be a RedSkull. He's gonna start with those armor up buffs, and whenever he will gain a bar of power, he'll get another armor up. So you definitely need a champion with nullifier so you can remove those armors and do more damage. Now I am just having fun here. I brought in my duped Juggernaut, so he will nullify not only on the basic attacks but also on the specials. So I am just trying to keep him to an SP1 only and get to an SP2 and keep spamming that. It's a lot of fun to play Juggernaut, so you can have a lot of fun with him on this path if you bring him in. So if you have a rank 4 or rank 5, he will destroy this path. But with RedSkull, the only thing is, do not hit him in his block when he has those armor ups, because he will power drain and damage you. Try to take those armors away and rest should be a piece of cake. Defender number 3 is going to be a Cable. Now on paper he doesn't look like a difficult defender, but he is very annoying because he has regen and also power gains, and sometimes he will get 2 power gains or 3 power gains altogether whenever he will gain a bar of power. So you just need to be careful you do not push him to an SP3 because that does quite a bit of damage. So you need somebody with nullify and strong power control. In my case, I am using a Doom and I'm going to Doom cycle him. That is the safest way for me. You can also use Black Widow Clairvoyant in a poison mode. You can also use OG Guillotine. You can also use Magic. Plenty of different champions, but with Magic you will have to cycle through SP2 for Power Lock and then SP1 for Nullify to keep up those Fate Seals on Cable. But you will need a strong champion that can power control for this fight. Next up we have a Super Skrull. Now he is probably the most annoying defender, especially with his SP2 and everything. So first things first, keep him to an SP1 only and use a champion that has easy access to Fate Seals. I am just using a Tigra here because I just love playing Tigra against Super Skrull. So just holding my block, let him throw his heavy, and then I can retaliate with my heavy, build up those ruptures, and then the SP2. So real fun playing with Tiger. But some other options are Doom can work really nicely here. Any champion that can keep his buffs to a minimum. So you can also use Black Widow Clairvoyant, you can use Scarlet Witch as well, or you can use the Sigil Witch also. She also works on this fight. So the whole concept here is to not give him the buffs. You can take away the buffs, then you take away his power, and also take care of that falter when that comes in. Just use a parry, use one, try to hit him once and then back away, let the falter go away, and then you can attack him again. So these are the few things you need to take care about. Again, do not push him to an SP2 unless you will have to block it or your champion is Incinerate immune. That SP2 does a lot of damage. Then we have a Nimrod up next. Now he is not difficult to deal with, but he is very tanky. I am again using a Tigra because I'm very comfortable with this fight. But you don't have to use a Tigra, you can use any champion that has easy access to Nullify. So you can keep those Fate Seals on him with the Eldritch node, and you can melt him away. Some good champions for this fight can be your Black Widow Clairvoyant. You can also use a Wiccan, he will work really well. Longshot is amazingly good for this fight, so you can use him as well. I did have a Longshot on my team, but I still came in with Tigra. I was saving Longshot for the upcoming fight, that is Hulkling. So yeah, then again, just control the buffs and you should be able to get through this fight. The only problem with Nimrod is it's unstoppable, but if you have the Fate Seal up, he does not even go unstoppable, and with Mystic Dispersion 5x5, it just feeds you over and over again. Only thing you need to take care about is the special lock. Make sure that you have an eye on it, and then you can throw your specials. Last defender before the boss is going to be a Hulkling. I am going to use a long shot here. Now long shot is amazing for all of this path because of its easy access to nullify, and also because of the node he will fate seal everybody, and that will in turn feed your mystic dispersion and also all of that instant red damage. So if you blink you will miss out the fight. Rest is just pretty long shot things. I did eat an SP2 but I was able to bring him down relatively quickly and ready for the boss. So for the boss fight Cerastes, this is phase 1. I have a full video on a complete breakdown. You can also check it out in this link. I will also leave it on the pinned comment, so check that out. This will be more of a takedown instead of a complete breakdown of it, so I would suggest you watch that video before you come back here. So I am using a Venom here and I've used Odin pre-fights here. Now Cerastes is on his base form, there is no extra nodes on him. So all I need to do is to remove those armors and get him to a wounded state. So there is a rotation that I like. You will notice I just knocked him down. Now I will wait for him to throw a special. So do not push him to an SP2 because that happens. So right there I wasn't able to break the armor. So now I'm gonna start my rotation. First spirit armor, then knockdown, then I'm gonna bait the SP1 out. And I'm gonna go back into hit. That will be auto block, so that is one cycle. Then I will build up my spirit meter again, use it again knockdown, wait for the SP1, go back and hit and auto block, and you will see one of the armor is broken. Again I will use a striker, that will break the second armor because it's moved to 0, and then knockdown. Now he is wounded. I'll go back in an attack, use my SP3 and try to bring him down to 90% to start phase 2. Now with this fight, the phase 2 doesn't start until you intercept him. He goes into an overdrive mode just like this at the end of every phase. Now you have to intercept and you push him to phase 2. Now starting with phase 2 is pretty much the same. The only big thing here that you do not try to armor break the same armor twice in a row. So what that means is if you're going to hit him in a block once to reduce his stacks on the shield armor, do not hit him again unless you do another action. So ideally you should be doing 3 different actions. One is going to be your spirit armor reduction, that is with using a striker. Then there is knockdown, what is leg armor, and then there is shield armor with hit in block. So you should be alternating those so you don't give him the same type of armor break or same action twice. Otherwise he will heal up his armor and he will lock it out, and in the later stages he will punish you more. He can go unblockable, he can go unstoppable, and there is a lot he can make the fight difficult for you. Now for the champions, I would suggest you to bring in your cosmic champions, because primarily for every unique buff you have on yourself, whenever you will perform an action, you are going to remove some extra stacks from Cerastes. So for every unique buff you have, 5 extra stacks you can remove. So if you have 5 unique buffs, with every action you can remove 100 plus 25, that is 125 stacks of armor. So right here I've broken him again with his leg armor, with his spirit armor. Now I have to knock him down. I use an SP1 to knock him down. Now the only one remaining is the spirit one. I'm gonna use my relic here, and there we go, he's wounded again. So that's pretty much it about the fight. That is the whole rotation. There is another rotation that you can use. I call it rotation 1 for some reason. You can target 2 armors, and then when the 2 armors are down you can go after the third. So you can just use your spirit armor, break first and knock down first, and once you have both of your spirit armor and the leg armor down, when both are broken, you can just use a 5-hit combo in Cerastes block and you can bring down the uh, shield armor in one go, but I would not suggest that because that becomes difficult in the later stages of the fight. So phase number 2 ends when you get bring him down to 50% health, and then you have to throw an intercept again in overdrive mode to get into phase 3. Now phase 3 starts at 50% health, and once you knock him down with an intercept. Now the challenging thing here is that all the corrupted armors are going to be set randomly, the stacks. So you really have to check which armor has more of them, and you can attack that one first. Now you will notice I just got knocked back and the shield armor is at 300%, is locked out. That is because I tried to hit him twice in a block and he healed it up to full 300 and then locked it up and then knocked me back. So this is called overdrive, and that's what happens when you attempt the same armor break twice in a row. So once the lockout finishes, you can go back in it again. So just be wary about which armor you're gonna break first, and you should be okay on this one. Some quick do and don'ts for this fight are: do not try to use the same action twice, like reducing the same armor stack twice in a row. Do not push him to an SP2. SP1 is good. You just notice that I've pushed him to an SP2 and then damage is a little bonkers. So yeah, just use champions with a lot of unique buffs, and if you can use Odin, that will really help. And I would say use rotation number 2, so you can bring all of those armor down equally, and when he goes into a wounded state, just go ham on him and try to do as much of damage as possible. Venom is amazing for this fight. Some other options that work really well are your Gamora, your Hulkling, and Venom pool. All of those options are amazing for Cerastes. Phase 4 starts when you do an intercept on an overdrive mode at 6% health. Once the phase 4 starts, all you need to do is to keep away from him, and he will lose his power and his HP slowly over 6 seconds. And once he gets down to 1%, he will get intimidate on him. You just hit him on his block with your basic attacks and he will just die. So yeah, that's all about all the phases. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section, and check out my video on a full breakdown and understanding the mechanics of this fight. And apart from that guys, I hope you all have an amazing day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.